Hello.
Hi. Um. Hi, Unix. Hello. Soviet. Hi, Hugo. Hello, Pharaoh. Um. Finally got them back. Welcome back. I'm glad you're here. Um. I have been a little sick today, unfortunately. It's very unfortunate. Hi, Winter. Hello, everyone. Um, transition. Yeah, I added a little transition thing. Uh, the cat is sick. The cat appears to be sick. Yes. I woke up this morning with a sore throat, which went away after it went away after I drank some tea. However, I'm pretty sure I've caught like a decently bad cold. Because my throat is still in a little bit of pain, and I've been very sniffly. I've been also sneezing a lot. Very unfortunate, but it is what it is. It's okay. Um. Uh. All right. Um. If my uncle was over for a week, it's real cool. Oh no, poor kitty cat. Well, so cool. I'm glad you guys like it. It's just something I found on the internet while looking for material to like use for work. Just something I came across on YouTube. I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. So I used it. I originally had a different one. I originally had a completely different one that looked a lot more my style. It was very black and green, but I was worried about giving people epilepsy attacks because it was very bright flashing lights. Um, I want to get everyone's opinion first, actually, before I switch to that. This is like a temporary thing, unless you all want it to be permanent. The British healed your body temporarily. Hi, Moss. Welcome. Should be a flood of monster. Speaking of monster, and oh wait, speaking of Moss, please go check out my artist Moss. He's the one who made this entire layout. He's the one who made this PNG. Very talented. Very, very talented. A monster. Speaking of monster, actually, I've got our drinks today. I've got water, obviously, I need water today. And I've also got monster, but don't worry, this is not chilled or cold or anything, it's perfectly room temperature. And the flavor is, Pacific Punch. I really fucking love this flavor. Uh, Thank you for this stretch, thank you. Um, Water for the summer. Yeah, thank you. Oh, oh my, oh. Everything popped. Ugh. Okay. Copy this. Paste it over here. There we go. Mouse links everywhere. I heard there was a layout question. The layout question was, hold on. I figured it out eventually. The layout question was, this wide chat that we have. I was wondering if separating it from this top part, if it could be, you know, the logos at the top of the chat, separating them from the chat box itself. Can the chat box be like something that I can toggle to make it less or more transparent? Especially, specifically the wide one. The thin one is fine. I think I'm probably gonna make use of the thin one because uh it looks cool. I like it. Uh-oh, this is the YouTube one. Give me one moment. Let me go fix something very quickly, or try. Please, Windscribe, don't turn on. Please, Windscribe. Oh yeah, I haven't. Did water. Please, Windscribe. Shut up, Windscribe. Shut up, Windscribe. Settings. Doobadoo. There we go, my green ass Google. How is everyone's day? Everyone, while I fix this, please flood chat with telling me how your day was. I want to know. I must know. What the fuck? Oh, this is YT. I'm a little dumb. I might be a little stupid. Just a little bit. Yeah, that's something I can do. I was just separating it by layer. Try to make it so you could only need 2 images for the background and foreground. I'm gonna consume you all. Today's fun fact is that when Rasputin was murdered, he was first poisoned, second hanged, third shot, and fourth thrown into a river. He survived the 4 things and died later of hypothermia. Insane. Fucking insane. I autopilot to make stuff efficient. Guys, look at this goated guy. Please go follow him. Please support him. Even if it's just following him on his socials. Anything and everything. I'm gonna go play The Long Dark if needed. Just make Ven say my name or wait. I will come back and look at every now and then. Very nice. I've been talking with Nadia. Yes, there is hope for me. I'm proud of you. Good job. If I can, width. No, I want to make it smaller. Because I don't want to make the chat so small. I can make this work. Moss, don't worry. I can make this work. Let me use the things you gave me. Yum, 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 yum. Let me see. Save this. Chat might disappear off screen for once. But please keep chatting so I know that the thing works, or like I have done what I need to properly. Oh. Oh, wow. Oh, feels good. Okay. Interesting. Now, now, if I do this. Not that. Not that. Oh. You know what? Hold on. Turn off studio mode. I'm trying to do something. No, turn on studio mode. What am I trying to do? Main. Cool. You get to see me edit this live. On studio mode me. Cool. You can't see me do this live. Let me make this bigger actually, because kind of blind and I can't see. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix this thing. Oh. Studio mode. Interesting. I think I know what to do now, guys. I am... My brain... The thoughts are rattling in my... Up in my cranium. Chrome, girly pop, open up. No, windscribe, fuck off. Stream elements. You guys can't see that, right? Cranium, how British. Yeah, I came across this thing. This post on Instagram while doom scrolling. It was something along the lines of what was it? Oh, I need to copy this. Copy. Yum, 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 yum. Yeah. Paste. I'm wide. I am breaching containment. I will figure this out properly later. But for now, this should be fine. Let me see if I can do something, actually. I have an idea. Thoughts rattling up in my cranium. That is. Off studio mode. Let's fix winter. Or at least try, you know, best we can. Okay, that's as far as it goes. Cool. This is so fucked, man. Alright. Oh! Actually, better idea. Let's make winter even... Winter and everyone else even fucking smaller. Save. What did I do here? Guys, Twitch, keep talking, keep yapping. Thank you, Prince. Your service is appreciated. Do not strink me further, he says. No, actually, I will strink you further. And you can quite literally do nothing about it. Paste. Save. You have been strinked. I was once so powerful. The betrayal, the savagery. Bro is tweaking out. I'm being bullied. Aw, poor baby. You'll be fine. You'll live. Chat. Please, listen to me. Okay, cool. Oh, 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 oh. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah! We fixed it! See, I'm so smart. I am so smart. It's just that I'm gonna have to fix the just chatting screen. However, that is completely doable. I know exactly what to do or what I want to do here. Should I just do it on stream? Like, every stream, something or the other, right? Something or the fucking other. Okay. Save this. Close. So what I want to do is, this is the Twitch one, so I'm gonna duplicate this. Where would you like to duplicate? Here, bitch. Yes, copy. Edit. Hi Ronald, welcome. New model. This was made by Moss for it's kind of on theme, on brand for this thing he's doing. This really cool thing he's doing. It's called Vandal. Moss, you might wanna, I really want you to elaborate on it. Just a little bit. Teeny tiny bit. 5:30 was it? For sure. Save this here. Please don't change it anywhere else. Cool. Perfect. We're doing things, guys. We're doing this. I made the asset. Yeah. Moss. No, tell us more about Vandal. But yeah, Moss is the one who made my entire stream layout. Moss is the one who made my PNG tuber that I'm using currently, that you can see on screen currently. Moss is the one who... Oh! I clicked. I forgot I was in studio mode. We don't even know what we're doing. Patience! Things will happen. So chat, properties. There's properties here. This is for Twitch. So what I want to do is enter DMs. Hello. Oh my god. Oh my god, you called me. Fuck. I'm sorry. Okay. They in DMs. Is it wrong for me and my friend to be in DMs? Save this. Copy this. Put this here. Okay. Don't change it anywhere else, please. Truth nuke. Just because I'm in DMs with my friend. Hi, Mindua. Welcome. Hey, long time no see. Last stream was drunk. Something drunk called. How are you doing? What you talking about? And how's your day? Welcome back. We will be. I still haven't gotten to it yet. But, I will be doing some creepypasta reading this week. Or, like, now. At some point. We'll get to it someday. I am just quickly fixing some stuff. If I could speak. We're just quickly fixing some stuff. And, then we will get to it. I promise we will. I need to make it 5:40 instead of 5:30, I guess. Save. The chat's merged. I know, dear. I'm fixing it. I'm fixing it. Creepypasta nice. Hi! Welcome! Alright. Let me see. So this is YouTube. We're just doing some technical stuff right now. You know, 5:40. Oh. Save. Copy this. Come over here. I didn't do it in the original one, did I? I did it in the original one. I'm actually gonna kill myself. In-game! In-game. Let me see. Position. Copy. Come here. Position. With paste. Save. So now what I'm gonna do is I will duplicate this. There's only one place. Thank you. Edit. This I wish to make 5:40. Save. I want to copy you, and then I will use you, and I will put you where the fuck is it? There we go. Paste. Okay. Start spamming YouTube chat. We must see something. Oh, okay, never mind. It showed up. Why is this? Must I suffer this way? Must I really suffer this way? Come on now. Yeah, I'll fix this after stream, actually. I gave up. I gave up. Where is it? Where is it? Let's put this thing here. Cool. I gave up. I'm giving up. Anyways. Close all of this. I will do this after stream. Cool. Anyways, now we get to creepypasta reading. Actually passing away. Where is, creepypasta? Creepypasta. There we go. Oh, we do. Does Momo have her own creepypasta? Because we do need to read that too. Last time we read. Let me check the thing. Creepypasta ASMR streams. We did Jeff the Killer, Slenderman, Tiki Toby, Laughing Jack, Eyeless Jack, Smile Dog. And we also did the Russian sleep experiment. And I am not editing the correct thing. What else did we do? Please remind me if I'm forgetting. Yeah. Hi, George. Welcome. Stop rickrolling. That's all I remember, and I don't want to miss these streams. Okay, cool. So we did a Russian sleep experiment last time. What else do we have? Jeff the Killer, Laughing Jack, Slenderman, Small Dog, Toby. Ooh, let's please. I really want to do this. I've been waiting for this one. Please, let's read Candle Cove. Candle Cove is my favorite creepypasta. Candle Cove. I don't know how many people have heard of this one, but I remember reading this when I was young, and I was obsessed, bro. I was so obsessed with Candle Cove. I need to fix this. Okay. Hold on. No, not these. I want Candle Cove, the original one. But there's so many versions. People have made so many versions. This 2013, 2012, 2009. Candle Cove. Make this here, make this here. Oh. Make this big. Oh, suffering. Pain and suffering even. Is this okay? Please be okay. Okay, this is fine. This should be fine. There we go. So Candle Cove. Hi, Laughing Sock. Welcome. I miss Russians. Please for Bookworm. Aww, no. It was a very good one. It's okay. Because you can find it on the Creepypasta website, but it's very good. I suggest you read it. Candle Cove is good. Yes. Have you watched Channel Zero trailer about Candle Cove? I have not. I have not. So let's go ahead and read this. This is my favorite creepypasta, actually. Let me hold on. Let me open up you guys in my phone. Please don't play it loud. Oh, pain and suffering. So much pain and suffering. Thank you for the stretch. Oh. Also, someone, please, I beg of you on my knees, please redeem a monster because I save these monsters specifically for streams. And my thing is, I don't like opening them off stream. I'm gonna feel like I'm wasting them. And I like doing the ASMR where I'm opening the can and everything for you guys. Cause the different flavors aren't very readily available here. Uh, so, I wait for streams for these to open up these. Strange and unexplained technology, the internet, and the deep web. America. Candle Cove, Creepypasta, Candle Cove, Creepypasta, classics, Creepypasta classics. Lost episodes, television shows, TV shows. This is a very cool, the cat is sleepy. I'm getting sleepy. Wake me up with a monster. Thank you so much for the short. Anyways. 8 minutes. Let's just get into the thing. Net Nostalgia Forum. Television Local. Subject. Candle Cove Local Kids Show? Does anyone remember this kids show? It was called Candle Cove, and I must have been 6 or 7. I never found reference to it anywhere, so I think it was on a local station around 1971 or 1972. I lived in Irontown at the time. I don't remember which station, but I do remember it was on at a weird time, like 4 p.m. Mike_Painter65 replied, subject, Candle Cove Local Kids TV Show. It seems really familiar to me. I grew up outside of Ashland and was 9 years old in 72. Candle Cove. Was it about pirates? I'm sorry about background noise, guys. It's like raining, and I don't know what causes that noise, but it always happens when it rains. America Explained. Uh, was it about pirates? I remember a pirate marionette at the mouth of a cave talking to a little girl. Yes, okay, so I'm not crazy. I remember Pirate Percy. I was always kind of scared of him. He looked like he was built from parts of other dolls. Real low budget. His head was an old porcelain baby doll. He looked like an antique that didn't belong on the body. I don't remember what station this was. I don't think it was WTSF though. Jerem underscore 2005. Sorry to resurrect this old thread, but I know exactly what show you mean. Skysail. I think Candle Cove ran for only a couple months in 71, not 72. I was 12, and I watched it a few times with my brother. It was Channel 58, whatever station that was. My mom would let me switch to it after the news. Let me see what I can remember. It took place in Candle Cove, and it was about a little girl who imagined herself to be friends with pirates. The pirate ship was called the Laughingstock, and Pirate Percy wasn't a very good pirate because he got scared too easily. And there was this Callio, I don't know, music constantly playing. Don't remember the girl's name. Janice or Jade or something. I think it was Janice. Thank you, Jaren. Memories flooded back when you mentioned the laughing stock. I don't know if you're still here. Monster! Thank you. Laughing stock reference. Yeah. Oh. Oh my god. This flavor is very close to my heart. Main reason being this flavor was one of the first ones I had of Monster. And I just have so many good memories associated with this flavor, honestly. Like, oh. As the start of the analog horror fake lost media genre. Ooh. I forgot what was the name of the ship. Yeah, we have a ship named after you, Laughingstock. Let's continue. Memories flare back when you mentioned the Laughingstock in Channel 58. I remember the bow of the ship was a wooden smiling face with the lower jaw submerged. It looked like it was swallowing the sea, and it had that awful Ed Wynn voice and laugh. I especially remember how jarring it was when they switched from the wooden slash plastic model to the foam puppet version of the head that talked. Mike underscore Painter 65. I remember now too. Do you remember this part, Skyzil? You have to go inside. Skyzil. Mike, I got a chill reading that. Yes, I remember. That's what the ship always told Percy when there was a spooky place he had to go in, like a cave or a dark room where the treasure was. And the camera would push in on the Laughingstock's face with each pause. You have to go inside. With his two eyes askew, and that flopping foam jaw and the fishing line that opened and closed it. It just looked so cheap and awful. Do you guys remember the villain? He had a face that was just a handlebar mustache above really tall, narrow teeth. Kevin underscore Hart. I honestly thought the villain was Pirate Percy. I was about 5 when this show was on. Nightmare fuel. Jaren 2005. That wasn't the villain. The puppet with the mustache. That was the villain's sidekick. Horror's horrible. He had a monocle too, but it was on top of the mustache. I used to think that meant he had only one eye. But yeah, the villain was another marionette, the Skin Taker. I can't believe what they let us watch back then. Kevin Hart. Jesus H. Christ, the Skin Taker. What kind of kids show were we watching? I seriously could not look at the screen when the Skin Taker showed up. He just descended out of nowhere on a string. It's just a dirty skeleton wearing that brown top hat and cape. And his glass eyes that were too big for his skull. Christ almighty. Guys, wasn't his top hat and cloak all sewn up crazily? Was that supposed to be children's skin? Mike Painter. Yes, I think so. Remember his mouth didn't open and close. His jaw just slid back and forth. I remember the little girl said, "Why does your mouth move like that?" And the skin taker didn't look at the girl, but at the camera, and said, "To grind your skin." I'm so relieved that other people remember this terrible show. I used to have this awful memory, a bad dream I had where the opening jingle ended. The show faded in from black, and all the characters were there, but the camera was just cutting to each of their faces. And they were just screaming, and the puppets and marionettes were flailing spastically. And just all screaming. Screaming. The girl was just moaning and crying like she had been through hours of this. I woke up many times from that nightmare. I used to wet the bed when I had it. I don't think that was a dream. I remember that. I remember that was an episode. No, not possible. There was no plot or anything. I mean, literally just standing in place, crying and screaming for the whole show. Maybe I'm manufacturing the memory because you said that, but I swear to God I remember seeing what you described. They just screamed. Oh God, yes, the little girl, Janice, I remember seeing her shake. And the skin taker screaming through his gnashing teeth, his jaw careening so wildly. I thought it would come off its wire hinges. I turned it off and it was the last time I watched. I ran to tell my brother and we didn't have the courage to turn it back on. I visited my mom today at the nursing home. I asked her about when I was little, in the early 70s, when I was 8 or 9, and if she remembered a kids show, Candle Cove. She said she was surprised I could remember that, and I asked why, and she said, "Because I used to think it was so strange that you said, 'I'm gonna go watch Candle Cove now, Mom,' and then you would tune the TV to static and just watch dead air for 30 minutes. You had a big imagination with your little pirate show." And that's the end of the creepypasta. Oh, we need to read Squidward Suicide. Hi, Corn, welcome! And yes, the boat has a name as me because I named myself. Really? Oh, holy shit. Been lurking, but the intestine monster was cute. Hi! I forgot what to call you. I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting what to call you. Should I call you Al? God, I love Candle Cove. Candle Cove is so good. Static TV staring. Lovely. Hi. Welcome. I'm very sniffly today for everyone who is just joining. I'm very sniffly. I'm very sick today. Sweet sound of a can opening. She just straight up melted into a puddle of monster at pleasure with its... I did! I love this flavor so much! Hey, we skeletons aren't dirty. We follow a 20-step bone polishing routine. I see. Can use that, but I personally prefer using a wet towel. Thank you for the monster! Oh, my beloved. Yeah. Massacres, do not turn my Nintendo Switch on randomly. Holy shit. Holy shit. Insane. Sniffles are relatable. You'll feel better soon. I'll feel better later. I just need to suck it up and deal with it for now. Anyways, that was Candle Cove. Candle Caravan. Let's read something else. Candle Cove related. This was published June 18, 2013. September 7, 2012. September 1st, 2012. December 12, 2009. The original one was June 5th, 2009. So I guess this is the one. It was 2009. Two minutes of reading. A Candle Cove anecdote. Love this show. Horace Horrible was my favorite. I remember looking everywhere for his action figure, but Kitty City and KB had never even heard of the line. I finally found a talking Horace, good as new, at somebody's yard sale. Though I didn't see a house around, I never saw those people again. I was pretty excited and ran right to my friend's house to gloat. When his mom answered the door, she let out the most guttural scream I'd ever heard, absolutely scaring the shit out of me. She told me to get lost with that thing and slammed the door in my face. My kid logic concluded that she must have known I bought a toy from a stranger completely unsupervised, and that it must have been an even more serious crime than I thought. So I did my best to keep Horace hidden, especially from my own parents. But his voice chip was pretty damn loud, and every so often, he'd go off by himself like his battery was dying. My mom kept asking if Marble, our cat, was in my room. I don't know how you mistake that goofy chuckling for a cat. It was subtle at first, but after a few days, he started to smell weird. His voice kept getting weaker and more garbled, and his joints kept getting looser like they were ready to drop off. I was afraid of getting caught, and we didn't have trash pickup. So I did what an irrational child does when he thinks he has contraband and buried it in the woods. I never found another one or figured out what was wrong with him. It was the weirdest thing. A tree grew where I left him, I shit you not, in just a couple weeks. It never grew leaves and it never got much taller than me. But it's there to this day. And every summer it swarms with disturbing numbers of flies. Yep, fucked. 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 Absolutely destroyed. Turned on, I'm on the other side of the room. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. That was Candle Cove. A Candle Cove anecdote. This series is so good. 2009. September 1st, 2012. September 1st. Alright, September 1st. Candle Cove Experiences, Tales of the Laughingstock. 19 minutes. This is a long one. Okay, this is the one. According to the fact that most kiddie shows have turned up dead ends, one show, Candle Cove, has made an impact here. I made myself hunt down whatever cast remained of the show, regardless of their fear. I wanted to know everything about this show. But in the process, I came to understand that there hid something much darker aboard it than just what I was told and what I had heard. I have posted some of my thoughts into the page at points to have a feel for the interviewees here. I note that those being interviewed are indicated by the quotation marks around them. You may notice that a censor will appear. I did that so no one may want to bombard me with questions and such. It's a privacy thing, and I'm sorry if I offended the readers. With that, I present to you this page in the lore. Candle Cove Experiences, Tales of the Laughingstock, Day 1. My first knowing of the Candle Cove lore came out on the Net Nostalgia forum back sometime. However, many of the episodes have never been found, and many of the props are either long gone or spread out over the world. However, after this mention of the show, I had to dig further into it. What I discovered over my round trip was something dark residing within the studios itself. The show, originally called Pirate Place, was loosely based on an old, quite lost short story called The Knickerbocker's Tale from 1767 about a little Irish boy arriving to a land of pirates to find his way back home. The story's writer, a man believed to be named Colin Hallcry, I don't know, vanished into the dark. Stories about it say that he was a madman who married well and had a daughter who vanished without a trace near his home. This inspired him to write the story, and shortly after he was found dead by his wife. The story was lost for several years until in 1970 when a local TV station in Ashland found the rights to the story and converted it to a children's series. I managed to find some of the studio's workers, but none of them were able to tell me about it. Well, there was one. Day 2. Asking this woman to nearly relive her nightmare of 1971 was nearly impossible, but thankfully, she decided to, reluctantly anyways. Okay, so miss, I'm not comfortable giving my last name, or my first name. Okay then. Mind if I call you Jane? No, I don't. Okay then. Well, Jane, I understand you had a part in the kiddie show Candle Cove, correct? Set designer. Well, part of it. I helped in the construction of the laughingstock of many of the characters as well. I see. Was it a good experience? Oh, very. It was a great one. Until towards the end of the show itself. How so? Well, the damn Grimes. That's what it was. That's what it was. Grimes. Emerson Grimes, the show's director. Is there another Grimes you know on the series? Here she lit a cigarette, something that, from her appearance and fear of Grimes foretold, I actually expected from her. Well, how did he manage to scare you? How did he... He was a nutjob, a loony. He forced a 5-year-old girl, Jodie Silver, to near heat stroke, changed scripts. Everything was fine until the show grew darker and darker. How dark was it getting? Now this I kind of knew about, the infamous question to the skin taker and his answer to Janice. When a skeleton named the Skin Taker proclaims that the reason for his mouth to move weird is for grinding your skin, you will have some problems. Grimes was insane, but the last straw was the last episode of the series. I knew about this and moved on to her designs of the show. She explained that it was a damned kiddie show that turned into a puppet show from hell overnight. She wanted to end the conversation, but not before I asked about any surviving members of the crew. There are a few of them still around, but you'll have to find them on your own. Day 3. I did, however, manage to find Jodie Silver, who played Janice on the show, now an adult of 45. She resides with her husband, Damon Louis, and her 2 kids. If you see her now, she has lost all of that childhood spunk that she had on the show. She works as a writer of pirate stories and haunted mysteries. I managed to record on tape an interview with her. Are you Miss Jodie Silver? Why, I haven't been called that in years. Yes, I am Jodie Silver, but people call me Jodie Louis nowadays. Oh, I'm sorry about the mix-up. I'm blank. And I'm writing a book on an old kiddie show you used to be on. Jesus Christ, please tell me you're joking. It was here that I noticed she seemed agitated at the sound of her book being written on something she was trying so hard to put behind her. It's no joke, Mrs. Louis. Well, I won't warn you that you are a total nutcase for doing it. That show has given me bad dreams, ruined my childhood, and I even have had therapy because of it. I don't wish to speak about. Please, Jodie, just one interview. That's all I'm asking for. Just one. Hell, if you have to go through therapy again for it, I'll personally pay out of pocket. It was here she stood long and hard. Christ, fine. Meet me here for an interview. Ugh, I'm not being able to breathe, bro. Give me one moment. Yeah, my ass is struggling to breathe. uh, mm-hmm. More. So the original story has the reality of the show in question, but newer entries have physical media, and from this story, it has props and history. But then why the static screen? Maybe we'll figure it out. So the director is the problem. Wonder who died and then curse the show making this spooky. As long as you need, thank you. I'm trying my best. More monster to make the kitty happy, thank you! I am very happy. Maybe it's because you're listening to Candle Cove. I'm gonna... Okay. Continue. With that, she handed me a card with her address on it. I promised she wouldn't regret this, but I had a feeling that she already was. Day 4. Hello there, Mrs. Louis. Well, hi there. Come on in. Her house wasn't big, but not small either. I could tell she had little ones running around from the sounds of kiddie shows floating faintly from the television set and many toys scattered about. It was like trying to walk through a forest of mouse traps without setting one off. Eventually, we got to the small dining area of the home, with a good outlook over the water. A place to dream dreams. Okay, now about the show. Well, blank. It started out as a dream come true. I was a huge fan of shows like Jumbo Circus, Sunshine City, and Fisherman Fred, and I really wanted to be on a kiddie show. I got my wish when I heard the studio was looking for a young girl to play the role of Janice for their new show. And sure, there were many little girls who wanted the role so badly, so I did my best to win the studio over, which happened. I loved the idea of the show. I did my very best to do everything right. Turned out you should be careful of what you wish for. Why is that now? Why is that now? I really don't want to tell you, but I must. You see, on set, some changes started happening. Grimes would change scripts. Things seemed a bit scary. And for the first episode to seem so mean and such was odd for a kids show. And then that horrible last episode. What episode? The last episode of the first season? Wow, Blank, you really need to brush up on your history of this. There were 2 seasons of the show. The final episode of the second season was the worst ever. I tentatively and carefully asked her to tell me. Screams. Just screams. Everyone screaming and that sick man Grimes destroying the sets. He told everyone to just scream, and loudly. Many did. It got to the point where one of the actors, the man who played the skin taker, referring to Michael Colin, you know, colonization, started to bleed. He nearly choked on his own blood. I bawled my eyes out. It was there she started to cry, all of these memories coming back to her. She asked me to stop, and I did. I explained I was sorry to bring back these memories. I never meant that as my intention. I remember the skin taker. He hung, his head tilted and low, his jaw hanging from one socket and parts of his arms torn off. Day 5. I left to go find Michael Pollan when I came across a yard sale. I know, creepypasta-ish, right? I asked them about some old recorded tapes I saw, and they said they were mostly shows for their son when he was young. I noticed that some of them were from Candle Cove. Although they were very smudged and probably in horrible condition, I bought the videos from them anyway. Now, it's probably here where you would expect me to say that I popped in the tape and evil shit happened, blah blah blah. Yada yada, Satan appeared, threatening to rape my soul, and Pirate Percy came at me in my dream as a cannibalistic demon. Something like a creepypasta event, right? That's not the case, folks. I popped it in, and sure enough, static. But eventually it came on. Sure, it was jumpy and it was a static juncture, but it was the show nonetheless. It was an odd first show, being that Janice was made fun of so horribly that Percy would proclaim for her to not kill him. And the thought of kidnapping on the show was an odd tidbit to be in there. But I had to continue. Sadly, I didn't make it past episode 2. Day 8. There was a gap due to a break for a while. I pursued my interest in finding any contact with crew members or cast member aside from Jane and Jody. I managed to find a Mr. Walter Shea, who was a stagehand of the show. I managed to write one moment. I'll read the letter in a bit. Okay. I managed to write this letter. Dear Mr. Shea, my name is blank, and I am writing a book titled Candle Cove Experiences, Tales of the Laughingstock. I am interviewing whatever remaining crew and cast there are from the show. I was wondering if we could arrange a possible meeting with one another, or an actual interview. Of course, if that is alright with you. I can be contacted at the Nahoma Motel address, blank. Thank you for your time. I received a letter sometime later. Dear Blank, you may be the dumbest person I have ever met. Why in the hell would you dare to bring up such a subject that has haunted me and everyone else on that show? Do you know the absolute tragedy that has accumulated from that? But it's also a way to get things off my chest from it. I will meet you for an interview, but what I say about that show is the 100% truth I witness. You must not judge what I will say. If you do, I'll make sure that your journey will end with me. Encloses a card for where to meet me and at what time. I am not a snobbish man, but I won't do this again. Sincerely, Walter Shea. Day 15. I met with Walter Shea later on within the week, having to time it right. I left after day 10 for Tulsa. It took me some time to watch the other episodes, but I managed. They did seem darker, as Jane had stated before. Some of them are getting hard to watch, but I have to keep watching. The infamous To Grind Your Skin episode came on. That was the worst. It's one thing with a shitty motel TV that makes every program like watching something from the 70s. It's another when the damn tape keeps jumping and staticking out every 2 minutes. I felt like those people trying to watch porn on their old boxes, if you know what I mean. The scramblers. Anyhow, I got to meet him where he wanted. He came in on a wheelchair, explaining how he was paralyzed. Okay. Now, Mr. Shea, you said you had information? Yeah. That whole damn show is a curse. What do you mean by that? You only could dream of what I mean. It's exactly how I said it. That show is a curse. I don't understand. Really, I don't. I broke my leg on that show when a damn ladder fell off and smashed on my leg after I fell. I felt something when that hit, but something pushed that ladder down. Then the episodes got darker. There are 2 episodes that never aired in season 2. Those 2 were the worst of the worst. What happened? That Grimes in one episode had Janice, implied of course, to be cannibalized by the skin taker in a dream. Another one was to reveal that Nathan had been kidnapped and turned into part of a cape for that bastard. Hell, Grimes wanted to fucking have Janice killed and skinned alive. On camera. The end of the series was to have continued with Melrose winding up in the world looking for Janice. Me and the cast had to make sure that never happened, so we shot those ideas down every time. This pissed him off, and I think that's why he did the final episode. You know, the screaming episode. You mean he wanted to show a little girl being skinned alive? Yes, and that fucker is a monster too. He didn't vanish. I will tell you something I have never told anyone. Go on. After we finished filming that episode, I went back to get something of mine. I saw Grimes pleading to set the pieces. Pleading to the set pieces as if they were all alive. He was pleading that he did his job right, he made sure. He started ripping his hair and teeth out, screaming, trying to get whatever it was away from killing him. He fell backwards and hung himself on a cord. The sound of his neck snapping. God, it still haunts me. They said that he just vanished. You're stating he lost it and accidentally killed himself? Yes! Now I knew something horrible did happen. It was freaking me out, and now I wanted to stop, but I had to know what happened to Grimes. They never found the body. I got rid of it. I couldn't let them think that he had just wanted to make things happen to himself. I had to do something, out of the decency of my being at least. What did you do? I buried him. I took his old lanky body out to the woods behind the studio and I buried him. I told myself there was nothing to fear but fear itself. But there was something there. I walked back through the studio and I felt something eerie present in the skin taker puppet. It was watching me. I got out of there as quick as I could. Sometime later, the damned final episode aired and I will never forget what I saw. It was horrible. I was afraid of the show now. What was lying ahead of the episodes for me? I had some more stops to go to, but I advised myself that if things get too deep, I would stop and work with what I have. Take care, Hugo. Go. Bye-bye, laughing stock. The crew killed him? You really think so? Day 19. And I've been hard to sleep. I keep having the same nightmare. The skin taker coming at me, threatening to grind my skin. It's hard to wake up to just static, because I can hear that fucking theme song in my head every time I do. I gave up a little, but I had to keep going. I made a list of people who claimed to have items from the series. Some proved to be idiots who made the items themselves. Indications were of the modern look to them. However, there were some who did have items. The items I have gotten so far are listed. One of the skin taker's glass eyes, the arm of Pirate Percy, the hat, albeit somewhat in tatters, of the skin taker, one of the eyes of Horrible Horace, tooth belonging to the laughing stock. The most unique item I found, and I swear to you, I found this one at a house in Missouri. The original owner was a man named Kyle Bartlett. His daughter, Judith, was nice enough to show me part of the collection he had. He had the original skin taker head. Now, I thought it was a fake since the jaw was intact, whereas Jane had stated that the jaw was partially torn off. As it turns out, Kyle was one of the crewmen on the show. He loved the skin taker as a villain. When he found that it was so destroyed, he put much time inserting the jaw back in its place. I asked to have it, but she denied that request. I did see that it was missing one eye and its famed hat. I brought these items back and put them inside by myself. The head is now complete, but she allowed no photography or video to be made, stating that her father wouldn't want his favorite to be spoiled. She sounded like a mother to a child. I had to keep up. My search led me to New York, where one Mr. Michael Colin lived. The very same Michael Colin who voiced the skin taker on the show. The same Michael Colin whose son, Trevor Colin, was murdered in the fall of 1981. Meeting him was hard. He wanted nothing to do with this, but I had to interview him. Really, I did. He refused for some time until he decided to. Hello there, Mr. Colin. Yeah, hi there. I'm sorry about this. Must not be really sorry to make a man who lost his son 10 years after that goddamn episode had aired talk about about this fucking show. The nightmares still haunt me. Every night I can see that episode playing in my head. I'm sorry about your son and the nightmares. He took a shot at Jack Daniels and said, "Don't be. Not your fault this happened. My wife left me 3 years after he passed on. I had a dream the very night it happened. It was the skin taker, holding a knife, chasing him and brutally murdering him. It's odd that he was in a neighborhood where a local gang known as the Walking Skulls just so happened to be in. But they don't use knives in their crimes, so it was someone else. I never knew that. Never asked me to tell you. And that damn episode screwed my voice up, which is why I sound so different than how I should. I'm sorry to hear that. I understand. Oh no. Understand. You see, Grimes wanted the show to be dark. I thought he was nuts. He didn't want to do the grind your skin episode at all. I didn't want to do that grind your skin episode at all. Since I read that damn script. He threatened to fire me and I couldn't do that. I had a wife and a kid on the way. I couldn't lose work like that. So I did it, unfortunately. Ah, I see. What happened the night the last episode premiered? He sighed, took another shot of the Jack, and told me. After that damned episode, I got the hell out of there. I went directly home to get all that I could. I grabbed my wife and my infant son and got the hell out of town. I left that damn place with dignity and got to a nearby township. I had the misfortune to be in the hospital in time for that final fucking episode to air. I had no choice but to watch it, and I regret doing so. Oh dear, I'm so sorry to hear that. If you want to, I could leave here. We could finish if you'd like for it to. Sounds good. I'm sorry, I just can't do this. I'm just sorry. I left him there, crying, actually regretting that I'd left him. I wish I hadn't. Day 27. I was reading a newspaper and I skimmed the obituaries. I am unfortunate to say that Mr. Michael Colin committed suicide some time ago. He shot himself in the head. He left a suicide note. The NYPD said that it was a letter to me. It had my name and address on it. Dear blank. I'm sorry to announce that by the time you read this, I'll be gone. It's not your fault, but the dreams came back hard after the interview. It's much harder for me to deal with, but last night's dream was the final straw. The skin taker came to me, in that damned hat, stating that my son has a special place. I saw a part of my boy's face, on the upper right side of the hat, looking at me with a glassy kind of stare. A single tear rolled down his face, and I heard him screaming in agony. It broke my heart. I can't take the dreams anymore. I can't handle it, and I want you to understand that you mustn't go on. Jody told me about your interview with her, and she is planning on coming to New York for the funeral. I told her that she should forget about it, but since you came around, it's been harder for her to forget. I have to seize this. I'm so sorry. Really, I am. Sincerely, Michael Colin. Because of this letter, the death of this man, and the nightmares I have trudged up, I am seizing this project and going home. It's unfortunate to have to quit this, being that I was far ahead in it. But it is the right thing to do. Day 30. My name is blank. My name is deleted. Censored was a close friend of mine, and he asked for me to post this year. Recently, he killed himself. Or it was a homicide. I'm not so sure. Police said that he was working on something, but when the interviewed were questioned, they never said a word, because they knew better than to rat him out and trudge up more nightmares for themselves. Oh my god. Lots of noise in the back. Hi, Billion Blade. Hi, Just Some Bloke. Welcome, welcome. Monster. Monster. Have you written rattling ads to it? Okay, okay. That's good, that's good. You know what I should do? I should pause the music, actually. Police said that he was working on something, but when they interviewed or questioned, they never said a word because they knew better than to rat him out and trudge up more nightmares for themselves. Censored was a wonderful man in life. His girlfriend, who was expecting a baby sometime within the year, is broken up about this. I'm sorry to say that in his final message to me, he wrote that he met with one final person after the Michael Cohen interview. He said that it was a man named Adrian Grimes, Emerson Grimes' nephew. He asked for me to put the interview on here. This interview was made via telephone. Censored. Is this Adrian Grimes? Adrian Grimes. This is he. May I ask what this is about? This is about the show Candle Cove. That show. Yes. Look, I don't know who this is, but my uncle has been dead for years. His body was never found, and I swear to you that if this is some prank, it's not funny. It's not a prank at all, I swear. Look, you want to know about that show? My uncle was a sick man. He told me about it and I watched it. Now I will tell you that every single person that was on that show is in their own place on it. I, however, want nothing to do with it. I got to see the making of one episode, alright? One episode. It never got aired, and I hope it never will either. Season 2, meaning either episode 5 or 6. What the hell are you talking about? No, this happened after the season ended. A new director, can't remember his name. It was supposed to be the season 3 starter. I was invited to be on the show as a character, and my father took advantage of it. Since then, I hate all of the show because my fucked up uncle was a part of it. Now leave me alone. And that's the end of Candle Cove Experiences, Tales of the Laughing Stock. How's your voice holding up? Mine? My voice is okay. I feel like I just don't sound good enough because of the sick. But yeah, this was Candle Cove Experiences, Tales of the Laughing Stock. The next one is, September 7, 2012. Lullaby Rock, a Candle Cove memoir. 5 minutes of reading. Let's try finishing this. 4 minutes. Just a little, in the right kind of way, kids enjoy being scared. They don't find loud and horrific things fun. But if something gives off a vibe of the perfect proportion of creepiness, it will turn a child's head, and instead of triggering his uneasiness and cause him to back away, it instills in him a sense of adventure so that he may find out for certain if there really is anything from which to back away. Candle Cove did that for me. Maybe it was the weird puppets. Maybe it was the themes of haunted caves, murderous pirates, and skin-grinding skeletons. Maybe it was the weird camera and sound quality. Whatever it was, I was 5 years old in 1971, and caught the pilot one day while Mom was out running errands, and thus the dial was mine to turn. I came upon the show and was instantly hooked. I've been reading up recently, my curiosity reignited, and my caution diminished. about this theory that the show was just weak signal static, and these rumors about this screaming episode that apparently earned the Laughingstock and her crew an abrupt pull from the seas and the Channel 58 airways. I can tell you right now, it wasn't just dead air or snow. However, I can't confirm the existence of episode 2 to 12 because I didn't get a chance to see it, or for that matter, any of the episodes in the second season. After all, they only aired once. This is the story of why I missed them. On Tuesday, September 21, 1971, I came home from school in my mom's clunky Volkswagen. Since there was nothing particularly interesting on Mom's eyes, she would forfeit the television to me for an hour whilst she rode on her exercise bike in the basement. And of course, that day, just like several weeks leading up to it, the dial turned right to 58. Episode 6 of Season 1, I would later find out, was called Ship Crash. Appropriately enough, the premise involves Percy musing about the lovely song of the singing dolphins. A woman is heard rhythmically cooing in the background, and winds winds up falling asleep at the helm of Laughingstock, and apparently sleep steering, crashing her into a large, jagged rock jutting out of the waters in the corner of the cove. The rest of the episode involves Janice and Poppy frantically trying to repair their ship before it sinks, all the while fighting sleep. Eventually, they spot a strange tree growing near the peak of the mountainous rock and decide it would make a great torchwood for distress beacons. So Janice goes to fetch it. On her journey, she begins to sleepwalk, which is how she comes across Susan Siren. Susan, like most of the other characters on the show, had a cheap but almost intentionally strange design. She was not a puppet, but an actress, with her body and face painted a sea-greenish pallor. Her lips a vibrant orange to complement it. She was dressed rather, well, inappropriately for a children's show, her breasts only obscured by a metallic brassiere, small chains, possibly intended originally for necklaces, serving as the straps. Her bottom piece was also fashioned in this way, with a large, obviously papier-mâché chain attached to her iron panties and the rock behind her, meant to shackle her there. The top of her head, including her eyes and nose, was concealed by a headpiece, fashioned to make her look more cartoonish, but it also had a pale green skin, as well as orange hair and large spherical orange eyes to match the lipstick. Susan Siren explains to Janice that she was condemned to Lullaby Rock centuries ago, when a fleet of ships almost crashed due to her hypnotic sleep-inducing singing. Janice laments that she cannot free Susan, but promises to return to visit if Susan promises to lure another ship, without crashing it, to the rock to rescue them. Susan agrees and sings a peaceful song about your hard work at sea and how it earns you a nap. That day I came home from school especially drained. I remember that much. What had happened in kindergarten that would leave a 5-year-old so exhausted is lost to time. But I remember being tired. So taking Susan's advice, I switched from a sitting position on the couch to a laying one and let my heavy eyes sink. Only seconds after my eyelids made everything dark, I heard the song end. And Susan boast to Janice, "Now watch this." My eyes flutter open, eager to see what had happened. But I was somewhere else. The room was white, as were the sheets on the bed I had apparently been tucked into. There were silver boxy machines surrounding me, beeping monotonously. A little tube poked into my arm and connected to a hanging pouch of clear liquid. I wanted to touch it, but was afraid of the pain. I wanted to scream, but a large tube had been shoved in my mouth. I wanted to cry and struggle and kick down the walls, but I was too weak, so I settled for sobbing. After a few minutes of that, a woman in a white dress rushed in and called for the doctor, who simply studied me. But he did call my mother, and after I was unhooked from all those machines, I latched onto her, exchanging with her happier sobs. She sat me down to explain that I had been in a coma for nearly 2 years. So why is my curiosity only rekindled now? I suppose I never related it to the show. The doctors never gave a straight answer as to why this happened to me. So who else could know of one? I only started looking into it about a week ago, around a month after Mom's funeral. I was going through some of her tax receipts when I found an empty envelope from NASA, dated December 29, 1971. The kind of envelope a check might arrive in. What the fuck is this supposed to mean? I can explain the NASA thing. In the 1970s, apparently NASA scientists were doing research with radio waves and how they affected people. They found out that in children aged 2 to 6, their underdeveloped brains could interpret low-signal radio waves. And one of their experiments was with Candle Cove and the broadcasting tower in Ironton, Ohio. Keep in mind, Candle Cove was made by mainly graduating college students in the fields of neuroscience and engineering. They were chosen by NASA to create the puppets and record the show, and NASA broadcasted a low-frequency signal from Ironton to places near there. It was such a low frequency that adults with fully developed brains could only see static, but children could see the show. It was supposed to be made to increase education and make radio waves undetectable by the Soviets. Remember, it was the Cold War. But soon after they completed their final test, Screaming episode, it was aborted, and almost all files on it were burnt. That's why there is so little info on it. The unethical studies they did caused dementia, paranoia, coma, other mental issues, and even death from watching Candle Cove. So this is why I think the NASA reference is that they brainwashed them and the parents were paid for the children to be used. He's trying to say his mother took part in an experiment to form NASA, one that had to do with the show. Maybe only the kids whose parents wanted them to take part in this experiment were lured by the show for distraction. You catch my drift. Interesting. That's what it's about. There we go. Now we know why it was tied to the parents. The story gets worse and worse. Oh yeah, the cute venom is from earlier when I suddenly heard you were my mastermind. Now it's medical horror. Crazy director, NASA experiments, and lots of people dying. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. So this was Lullaby Rock, a Candle Cove memoir. There is Candle Cove, Down in the Dark. Oh god, I remember this. Because I've read all of these before. Oh god, Down in the Dark and Day of the Dead are 14 minutes and 9 minutes. Let me see. Let's check. 7 minutes. Do I want to read this? How long have I been streaming? Monster Day. I love Monster. Oh. I've been streaming for an hour and 30 minutes. As much as I'm enjoying this, and up to you, Kit Kat. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end here because it's getting hard to breathe. Monster. Yeah, monster. Thank you. Oh, I was gonna do that. Thank you. But as much as I would love to keep going, I'm struggling to breathe because sniffly. Lorison, take care of yourself. Yes, I will. Um, Let me do something real quick before I do that, actually. Not raid, I'm actually looking at something else. Oh god. Thank you for the stretch. Oh, I needed that. I needed that. Oh. I'm gonna go to bed now. Then see if my Switch has fixed itself from the demons. I'm back with the info next stream. Alrighty. Oh yeah, next stream is, what the fuck? Next stream is tomorrow. Next stream is tomorrow at 2 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. CEST. And we are playing Coffin of Andy and Lele with Akshi, as we do every Saturday. I think we're allowed towards the end of the whole thing. Like, of the entire, Andy and Lele thing, because we are in episode 3. So, yeah, Aku Boy, yeah. Woo. Oh. But, yeah. We are in episode 3. And we will be continuing that. And hopefully, I'm pretty sure we're gonna end, if we go for long enough, car battery puh. If we go for long enough, I'm sure we can end it by it, like, within tomorrow's stream. So we will try to do that. Let me see who I can redirect you guys to. Oh. Do you guys want to watch Counter-Strike or Dune Awakening or Genshin Impact? It depends on how much you stall. I don't stall. I don't stall at all. Getting in recommended things to YouTube. Dune, please. Wait, Twitch. Yeah, I mean, you can join in on Twitch if you want. There is someone I know playing Dune Awakening. I will also be redirecting on YouTube. I'm not sure who is available on YouTube, but I will be redirecting you guys somewhere, I hope. Oh my god, Matara-con is streaming. I live here, though. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just offering. If you want to watch Dune, you can. Why must I suffer? Okay, who are you? Oh. Interesting. Wow. Exhibit A. Let me see if exhibit can be... I can't. Okay, I know who to rate to. Oh, can I rate to you? Oh no, you're too big. That would be awkward. Come here as a vacation to see, dude. Yeah, you can come here as a vacation. Redirecting setup, and I've been here for months and it has happened. Well, if I do it quick enough, I can redirect you to someone actually this time. But they're not playing Dune. If you want to watch Dune, someone's playing it on Twitch. Hurry up, Winter, it's on you. If you don't pick, I'm gonna raid to someone else. I'm gonna raid to Counter-Strike. So I shall stay here to see it happen. Okay. So I'm gonna, since no one else chose, because y'all are weird, let's raid to Counter-Strike. Oh, what the hell? Oh, Fridge is on the stream. Cool. Nice. This is a friend of Fridge's, it seems. Yeah. Counter-Strike, alright, the race. Anyways, here's a raid message. Be sure to be nice. And don't embarrass me, please. But thank you so much for dropping by. I will see you guys tomorrow, 2 p.m. EST. Bye bye. Okay. Raid has been done. Now, over on YouTube, thanks for streaming, Michu. Well, Sniffles, thank you. Send them to Counter-Strike. I did.
You know, I'm so glad I did the fucking...
Okay. And you guys will go to a Dragon Warlord VTuber playing AC Mirage. I think that's the name of the game. That was a noise. I'm sorry. But yeah, you guys are going to AC Mirage. This very pretty VTuber model. Be nice and all that. Take care. Again, next stream tomorrow. Thank you so much for dropping by. Bye bye.
Yeah, I'm gonna refund your points and you can redeem it at